So here we are, walking blindly into the new year, like we do every new year. And why I say blindly is because no one really knows what tomorrow brings. And that's a good thing, I think, for the most part. I'm pretty sure of it anyway. You see, I have been counting my blessings lately. I tend to look on things more in a positive manner than a negative one in my life. And this channel has brought me such joy, even though sometimes we go through our own struggles, physical, mental, and perhaps even spiritual ones. I look back on the time that I have spent so far doing this, and I've been extremely happy. Every time I start one of these videos, I'm smiling. Every time I'm editing one of these videos, I'm smiling. And that means a lot to me. Last year was exceedingly rough in a lot of ways. Yeah, but this year I am very hopeful that it'll be much better. I am looking forward to each and every day and each and every moment that I get to spend with you here in the tavern. Or, well, at this particular moment, outside of the tavern. I can't believe this is the fifth episode. I'm so excited. And I think that for the most part, well, I think that this is the one thing that has changed my life for the better because I have something to look forward to every day. I have something to do every day that will maybe help somebody. If I can give them some of my wisdom, or if I can just give them a hand so they can, rise up again. I am that supporting role person in life. I've always been that way, ever since I was a child, actually. I've always been the one to lean on when times were hard. And a lot of these videos, well, I see myself in them. I see myself as the rock. I have been the rock for a number of years. And I know that it is not an infinite position. And I have realized over the course of my life that nothing is an infinite position. We are always in a change. Well, we are always changing. Life is always in a state of flux. And yes, you will see flubs in these videos, particularly the outside the tavern ones, and sometimes the other ones, and I can't help that. The best I can do at each and every day is to try to improve them. I saw this one video where it said, if you can make each video 1% better than the last one, then you will achieve great things by the end of 100 videos where you are 100% better than where you started from. And in my opinion, so far, I've seen my skills grow as a scripter, as an editor, and, well, kind of as a producer. I've reached out to friends and I've said, hey, would you lend your voice to this or that project? And they have, and they've been wonderfully awesome people. But the people that I call friends tend to be these types of people. We get together from time to time and nerd out over tabletop games, or we support each other in life. That's pretty much the MO of my friend group. We come to each other when we have problems and when we want just a friendly ear to listen to those problems. I have leaned on them, they have leaned on me, and we've been the rock for each other. It's been amazing, and I can't ask for more, and I never would. So, today's Outside the Tavern. What are we going to talk about? The world is always in a state of flux, just like we are. Let's see. There's really, well, if you're looking at things from a positive standpoint, nothing drastic has happened. Um, well, that would be a misnomer, wouldn't it? Because wherever you are, there's always something. So I shouldn't say nothing drastic has happened. That would be discounting way too much. I should indeed say that we are maintaining, as a race, our stability. Um, I would love to see cultures and people coming together and, you know, being friends, but it's kind of a rough gig, I suppose. I don't very much like talking about the real world stuff because people have opinions and sometimes those opinions start conflicts, and I appreciate the opinions. I appreciate the strength of the opinions and the conviction, of course, but I tend to have my own outlook on the world, and I generally don't share it with anyone, really. Um, I am here to support and care for everyone that is in my life, and that includes everyone that watches these videos. That's why I'm trying to do more positive, because this world has a lot of negativity, and it has for a very long time. And my goal in life is to try to lift up as many people as I can, make them have a better day, make their lives a little bit better if I can with a smile or, some wisdom. Or if I were here offering drinks, I would offer them to just about anyone. Well, I shouldn't say just about, I would offer them to everybody. That's my goal in life, as a fictional tavern keeper. That would be the one thing that I do. I love telling these stories, and when it comes to my own life, I've had a lot that have made me reflect on things. Um, yeah, there are times when life will blindside you and it will bring you into the darkness. And it says a lot about the people around you when they can lift you up into the light, when they can restore your faith, when they can restore your, well, I guess, heart again, and that's what's happened here for me. This has restored me, and I was going through an extremely rough time, and doing this has made me feel better. Now, I am a realist at heart, even though I seem quite fantastical at times. I know that there are not a lot of people that watch these videos, and I'm fine with that, believe it or not. I am 100% on board with being here in any capacity. But I also see you sitting there. What's piquing your interest lately? Do you think that the world is a better or a worse place than where you started it from? Do you look for wisdom, or are you the wisdom provider? Are you the rock for someone? Are you there for them no matter what, at any hour of the day? If that's you, kudos. I celebrate people like you in my heart, and the world needs more of that. But if you're not that type of person, if you have your own struggles, I celebrate you too, because life is hard. There's just no getting around it. It will throw curveballs at us. We're not here for that long if you look at it in a geological sense, I suppose. And we try to make the best with what we have. That's life. Our ancestors would huddle around fires, wearing furs, and, well, things were simpler for them. But they were no walk in the park. It was no walk in the park, I should say. It was quite dangerous for them. I mean, when you look back on that type of era with the cavemen, you think, wow, these are giant beasts roaming their land like dire wolves and saber-toothed tigers and cave bears. and they got through all of that and they still lived. That's the takeaway. Because if something can be impossibly large like that and you can still get through it, I can't think of any better place to be than that mindset. You have to think about the obstacles they had. They didn't have medicines for any disease. They didn't have, you know, fire sometimes. If they made it, that was wonderful. If they didn't, that was a struggle through the night. They couldn't freeze things for winter because, well, you didn't have a refrigerator. And without fire, you can't cook. So, fire is like the key to existence. That's why it was brought down from Mount Olympus in the mythologies to share with man, even though I think that fire is pretty much symbolizing knowledge. But fire changed us as a people. So I think that we all have a piece of fire within us, that spark of knowledge, and we try to share it with others. That's what I try to do every single day. I try to use the fire within me to create something that someone might find useful, that might help them through their day, make it a better one, and, well, give them a smile. That's exactly my purpose in life. So, my friend, thank you for watching yet another Outside the Tavern, looking at my flubs and looking at, I guess, the way I see the world. And until next Wednesday, I hope that you have a wonderful week. Take care of yourself.